So it is kind of a big day, a little bit. Just a little bit, though. I took a nap. I slept most of the day. This is crazy. Paparazzi. It's like the paparazzi. Paparazzi's after me. Might want to run.
How you feeling, DJ? What do you think's gonna happen?
The scar is a story, but it's also a line between before and after, broken and whole, between his dream and his miracle.
I don't know how many times, I can't even count the number of times when people, just random people, they're like, why you have this scar? It's just a reminder of God's plan.
Intercepted. Hayden. 5. Goal line. End zone. Touchdown. DJ Hayden on the pick six.
As a senior team captain and cornerback for the University of Houston, DJ Hayden was an all-conference USA talent.
And it's intercepted by DJ Hayden at the 40-yard line.
With clear NFL potential. Fast, strong, bold.
It's like he was born to play defense. He understands the game. He's physical, which a lot of times you don't see at the corner position.
I just started to develop my game as the season went on. And I felt like when I was at my peak, that's when I got injured.
It was at practice November 6th. A full pads drill, a deep pass over the middle.
I ain't seen him. Came out of nowhere. I like auto-locked on the ball.
I heard almost like a
Wow.
I saw a young man in distress, but he couldn't talk because he couldn't breathe. So you think right away, well, maybe it's a broken rib.
It felt like somebody taking a sledgehammer and just hitting you in the chest.
Hayden was helped off the field and into the locker room, where his condition started to deteriorate.
And I was like, man, I can't see nothing. There's like some dimmers, just dim the lights down.
And that told me right there, something's really going wrong here. I knew then it was time to call the ambulance.
Squad 18 calling medical center. 22-year-old black male football player. Status post chest injury. About 5 out.
Hayden was rushed to Memorial Hospital, a level 1 trauma center, where scans showed he was bleeding internally.
There was a lot of blood in the abdomen, but it wasn't coming from the abdomen, it was coming from the chest. That changed everything.
The next step is don't think, go to surgery.
In surgery, doctors discovered Hayden had torn his inferior vena cava, a large vein that carries blood from the lower half of the body into the heart. The injury nearly always results in death.
This is an injury that happens in car wrecks and motorcycle accidents and battlefields. It's not an injury that up until November 6th that ever happened on a football field.
They told me that this was 95% fatal, and not very many people make it to the hospital.
With Hayden just minutes away from dying, doctors began reattaching the vein. Surgeons equated it to sewing together wet pieces of tissue paper. Hayden made it through the operation and eventually into intensive care, where his mother saw him for the first time.
What I saw was him on a ventilator. I saw tubes coming out of his body. I was just like, why him? You know, why couldn't it have been me?
Just 6 days after that life-saving surgery, Hayden returned home.
I was just, wow, my miracle baby. I was just in awe.
I was just so thankful. I remember just crying. Like then, I didn't think I was gonna play football again. Just happy to be alive.
Uncertain of his future in football, unable to begin rehab yet, Hayden hit bottom a month after the collision. Having lost nearly 30 pounds, he took a picture of himself in the mirror. The image proved to be a turning point.
It looked like a completely different person. That picture was taken for pure motivation.
I stopped crying. I stopped feeling sorry for myself.
In early December, Hayden started his regimen, riding a stationary bike, an elliptical for 10 minutes apiece. Just 6 weeks later, he was running, cutting, moving.
Open! A little better.
He knew he was coming back.
And I remember just doing the ladder by myself and just doing like drills by myself. Just to see how my body felt. And I was like, I'm good. I feel like I'm good.
On March 18th, 4 months after his chest was cracked open, DJ Hayden weighed 190 pounds and ran a 4.33 second 40 on his pro day. Shirtless.
I think concerns were just mainly, could he do it? And he did it.
The performance lifted him into the top 2 rounds of most experts' mock drafts.
And now you wonder where DJ Hayden will go in the draft, but it certainly looks as if he's elevated himself into a first-round pick.
How you feeling, DJ? Feeling good. What do you think's gonna happen? Did you see this day coming?
I didn't. I didn't see this. I didn't see all this, but you know, God is good. How you doing? You doing good? Are you sure? Are you being good? Hello? Doing good, how you doing? Yes, sir. Yeah, it's pumping. Yeah, it's pumping. Yeah, got my foot tapping. Man. Yes, sir. Going to the Raiders.
For DJ Hayden, it's more than a comeback story, though one is written down his chest, in the scar running from the bottom of his throat to the top of his belly button. It's the line where a dream and a miracle merged, where the impossible and the actual joined.